What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's going on, everybody? Everybody watching two shows at one time? Oh, shit. I gotta turn my volume down on one phone. There we go. Functional Doctor, what's going on? DRD's in the house. Keith, you're in the house. What's going on? Humberto. What's going on? Everybody watching? I'm sure everyone's watching two shows right now. I got Brian on one screen. I know I got Brian right over there because he's like right there for me. So tonight, we're going to have a special guest, like always. Functional Doctor. Pop Smurf. Oh, yeah, Pop Smurf. Of course, he's going to be here. Mike, I'm in the dark. What the heck? I just put up like 12 lights up, too. I put hella lights up. Nick, what's going on? Ryan, am I better? Maybe a little shine off my head might work a little bit. Who's watching both streams right now? Oh, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my co-host in at the moment who's watching both shows at the same time. Mr. Papa Smurf himself. What's going on, Eric?
Everybody? What's going on?
Dude, that package you got was pretty sweet.
Hey, man, I'm excited, man. I really am excited to use that turtle wax stuff.
I had a dark vehicle. I'll just let you have it. You can detail it.
I've been telling people just let me borrow your car and let me use it.
Something, huh?
Something. Just give me your car. Just drop it off for the weekend. What's up, Keith? Don't Ride Dirty, Ryan Mulhern. What's up, everybody? I know it's kind of hard because Fab's got his live stream going on right now, but we're gonna make it happen, Captain.
Yep. We're watching Brian at the same time.
Can you hear my tablet? Can you hear that here?
No.
Don't Ride Dirty got his the other day.
Oh, did you? Oh, nice.
Yeah, that kit was sweet, man. I want to do something
there too.
I want to have a car, and I want to correct it. I want to do a full correction with the one and done, and then I want to apply the wax, and then I want to top it with the flex. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Functional Doc. Yes, Phil just did an awesome video. I still got to watch it. I had about 20 minutes of it this morning, but it was over an hour long. So I was having coffee this morning.
Yep.
I was watching it this morning drinking coffee, but I got to finish that tonight.
That's something you can go to bed with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So tonight, our special guest will be a Detail Garage owner. Detail Garage is Chemical Guy's storefront. He is also a detail guy himself. I believe he's owned his shop for just over 2 years now, I believe. And we're going to be talking Chemical Guys products, detailing stuff. He's also going to be opening up his own shop pretty soon, which will be separate from Chemical Guys. And I'd like to introduce, now adding into stream, Pele.
What's up, guys?
There he is, live and in color.
What's going on, everybody?
So we can see it. There we go. Look at that logo in the background. Look at it showing everything off in the background.
Gotta represent.
I like it. Pele, how you doing? Thank you for taking the time to come and talk Chemical Guys with us.
Oh, I'm doing great, Mike and Papa.
So
We appreciate it, man.
I asked you to come on because some people like Chemical Guys, some people don't like Chemical Guys. So I brought you on because you can set the record straight on products of Chemical Guys themselves.
Okay.
So What brought you into chemical guys? How did you get started into chemical guys or get your own detail garage?
While I was in the military, I just wanted to have my own business when I got out. So I was going to do mobile detailing, pretty straightforward, low investment, high return, as long as you're a hard worker.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was, going through products, what I liked, what I didn't like, chemical guys seemed like the well-rounded company to go with because they're pretty much a one-stop shop. And I like the customer service. Anytime I went to a detail garage, never had an issue. Those guys answered the questions. And so it was a fairly easy choice to go ahead and go with chemical guys. I mean, there's not too many companies that provide the support, the knowledge base, the videos, and then the variety of products from all the range. So it was very easy to pick these guys up.
Right on.
And then shortly thereafter, deciding to go, I'm starting up my mobile business. I get an email saying, "Hey, would you like to franchise?" And me getting ready to get out the military, I was like, I ain't got nothing to lose. Let's go and spend some time with some detail garages and dig into the weeds. And I had a very good experience. We did a discovery day in Los Angeles. I visited several stores in the Los Angeles area, a couple stores in the East Coast, and I liked what I saw. I liked the sense of community that each detail garage had, which was unique to each one. Seeing their daily customers, hanging out with people that I love and like to be around, and that's car people. I mean, it's pretty easy. Anytime you walk into a room full of car guys, everybody pretty much gels. And it's kind of good to go to work every day, enjoy what you do, and be able to, honestly hang around people you like to be around, and that's car people. So
heck yeah. That's why I like hanging out. I come to your store, I'll be there for like 2 hours and I don't do nothing.
Oh man, hey, you know why? Because we're car guys.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
It's easy,
So tell me something about chemical guys products that we may not know about.
Chemical guys products that you guys may not know about. I would say most products, they're not just something that, something that just came across the pond. When it comes to our chemicals, everything is made in LA. And then we have our distributors who actually, make the recipes. But a lot of people want to know, are these US made products? And they are US made products. The only thing you'll get from us that is not American made is going to be something like a sponge or a towel or something like that. But all chemicals are made here in the United States, and all our proprietary blends are made here in the United States, down in LA in our headquarters.
Nice. So
that's awesome.
one question I have is I see like chemical guys, they have a huge variety of product. Why do they need such a huge variety when like some things can do the same thing?
I mean, when it comes to the wide variety of products, sometimes it's just kind of like everybody's particular when it comes to their car. Then you're talking about different clear coats, different paint schemes, or maybe wraps, maybe PPF. It's just when you have so many variables and everybody's so particular about their car that we're trying to fit everybody's vice. Okay, well, I use this wax, but this wax over here made it pop that much more. So when it comes down, it's just our customers are particular. Like they have a lot of needs and wants. And I'm sorry to say, I can't say one product will fit every need. But when you have so many different styles of product, then all of a sudden, most people find that one niche, that one product that fulfills all their needs. And that's typically our goal, is that we want customer satisfaction. So we're going to do a couple tweaks here, a couple tweaks there until we get it right. And that's usually what happens, is the new product ends up being developed because you're like, this fit this need, but it didn't fill this need. And as long as we still have enthusiasts that are giving us great feedback, because any of the feedback that a detail garage person gets, there's only 2 or 3 people higher than us. I mean, you got store owner, you got one operations lead, and then you've got the owners. So what that means is if you come back with feedback saying, hey, this product would be so much better if you did said, and let's say I get a couple of those, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send something back to corporate, be like, hey, check it out. Everybody loves the way synthetic quick detailer smells. Why haven't we came out with an air freshener? or for instance, like our 5-year 9H ceramic. We've been begging for it. Every detail garage owner in our meetings is beating them up. We are a legitimate detail shop. Why don't we have our 9H?
Yeah.
And we beat them up. Even though COVID, that's cool, but for us, we're pushing for excellence. We're trying to make sure that we take care of everybody. And if you don't, it's just almost like a detail shop that doesn't have a wheel cleaner or a glass cleaner. Without our 9H we've been missing for the last 7-8 months, that's a big void, So, but yeah, that's the only thing I can tell you is that we're trying to meet all you guys' needs as best as possible and give you quality products.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I can accept that. Can you read some of the questions as I pop them up on the screen?
I sure can. I'm sorry,
Right.
Adobe want to take over our feed. It's definitely trying to take over. It's interesting. Let me get back to Chrome. Cool. Any word on updating compounds, polishes, and the V line? So a lot of detail garages have asked for like a pro line, kind of like McGuire's, where you have your good compounds, and then you have that one, I'm gonna say step up, that more aggressive compound. And that's what we've been looking for. The formula is there because we've had it, because at one time or another we used to sell something called a heavy duty boat compound. It was a really good compound to use on cars. So I typically would buy it, and because it was a little bit stronger than our V32 line, or our V line. And I like our V line, but I feel like we need a heavy cut compound. So I can agree with the question. And I will tell you that every detail garage owner that I know of is definitely beating them across the head trying to get a little heavier compound, something like a V28, let's put it that way. Something more aggressive than what we have.
More grittier, huh?
Yes, sir.
Right on. So I remember when I was talking to you before, when I asked you why did chemical guys drop a ceramic coating so late when everybody's now, they've already done the ceramic coating and now they're trying to do a graphene type thing. Why did they decide to drop it now instead of, I know they wanted to do it at the beginning of the year, and I know because of the problem, the pandemic and everything, they waited. Why did they decide to drop now instead of maybe later?
The issue with that was, one, there's only 3 people or 3 companies in the United States that make ceramic. With that being said, when we had the other products like Hydro Speed, Hydro Suds, those products actually have a lot of SOI2 in them, which it's a lot of ceramic in those products. Then when it comes down to the 9H, it was just a matter of us retooling our company to do like the Hydro Band and the sanitizers, and then the hand sanitizers. Those actually, we had to retool our whole factory in Los Angeles to actually feel that need because of the COVID. So, and when you do that, when you're messing with high alcohol contents, isoprophos, and sanitizers, there's more regulation because of the fact that you're dealing with something highly flammable. So what happens is we went from chemicals that weren't volatile or not as volatile, and then we went to these high alcohol content, which means we call the word is intrinsically safe, but long story short is you have in factory equipment rollers, bottle fillers that won't spark, so that you don't end up having a hazard. So that was the reason it pushed everything back, because we were retooling to give customer products that would help with the epidemic and sanitizing cars, sanitizing themselves and such.
Gotcha.
Long after.
Yeah. So the other day when I was in your shop, I had asked you, how did chemical guys start? Can you answer that question?
Chemical guys, from a little bit tidbit of what happened is these guys at first almost thought they were going to do some type of janitorial. And these guys got together and like that, yes, it's successful, but it's boring. You know? And when they start realizing like, these would actually be good products for cars. I mean, because they were effective in the field that they were doing at the time. And they were like, you know what, I want to do something a lot more fun, lot more innovative, and that's with cars. Cars are continuously innovating, may it be services, speed, power, performance, and then it comes to detailing. So these guys went in that field for that reason, is to kind of go for their passion, because their passion wasn't, cleaning supplies for janitorial services or whatever it may be. And they started getting into waxes, compounds, coatings, and then started building this following of car guys. And then all of a sudden you got this sense of community. Once you get a sense of community, now you have a sense of responsibility. Then that's when we start spreading out some and trying to grow and make this what it is today, which is Chemical Guys.
Nice. How long has Chemical Guys been Chemical Guys?
It's almost been a little over 10 years and some change, I would say.
Nice. And you've had your business just over 2 years, right?
Yeah, just about 2 years. Yes,
nice. And there's a roughly 70 stores, and you're ranked top 5, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Our store is definitely doing well when it comes to taking care of our customers.
Yeah.
There is about 70 stores. There's several overseas. Like in the UK, Germany, what is it? I think London, and then there's I think in a couple of Asian countries. I can't remember what they were at the top of my head.
Nice.
But we are spread out pretty good, and we keep growing and we keep building more stores.
That's awesome. I got a question for you, man. So I assume you take care of your personal cars with Chemical Guys. What's your favorite Chemical Guys product that you use personally?
Favorite Chemical Guys product? I would say there's two. It is going to be Nonsense, our invisible cleaner, super cleaner. It's pretty cool because one, pH balance, no scents, no smells, no odors, no streaks.
There it is.
And it's safe on everything. And then you got Natural Shine, which is it's a mild dressing. It's not very high shine, but it's got like a new car smell to it. It's long lasting, and it goes in interior and exterior. It does very well. So I would say those two.
Perfect.
And you even use that because I know your car's pretty older, or you gotta have a nice car. What year is that?
I got a '66 Chevelle.
Nice. And do you use what do you use on that? Do you use white light?
What was that?
Do you use white light on your car?
No,
on your car.
For me, I try to stay on top of it. So I'm a waterless guy because old cars, you put water on them, they typically try to rust. It holds a lot of may it be debris, anything from rain. It gets into the car, starts rusting out from the inside. So I use a product called Rinse Free, which is one of my top products as well. That's one of my favorites. It's pretty much a product where you mix 1 ounce of water into a bucket with a dirt trap, and then it works with about 3 to 5 gallons worth of water, and you rinse it with Mittens. So there's no hose or anything to that effect.
I do like that waterless wash stuff. It actually does work pretty darn good.
Pelle, did it hurt your sales when Chemical Guys added products to Walmart? And is it the same as you buy at the Chemical Guys garage? Good question. I would say for my store, it didn't hurt my store. Some other people, I would say it probably did. You hear mumbling and grumbling between, stores and such. But honestly, it's good. With the Walmart thing, the thing is, though, I'm not open 24/7. And detailers are working at early mornings and early mornings, late evenings. So if my store is not open, it's kind of good to have that avenue where somebody can go to a Walmart and maybe get through a rough patch. Now, when it comes to the products being the same, some products that are in Walmart are pre-diluted. So like all our products are going to be, they're going to be straight up, like they're concentrated.
Concentrated.
Be a pre-diluted product, let's put it that way, if it has a dilution ratio. So if you buy it in Chemical Guys, it's going to be a full concentrate product. If you buy it in Walmart, there's a likelihood that it is diluted.
Nice. That's about the only thing I see at Walmart that I like is the Nonsense. The rest of that stuff to me is meh.
Oh yeah, Nonsense is an awesome product.
So what got you in? I know you're a detailer also. What got you into doing detailing? What do you like about detailing?
Honestly,
you're about to open up a shop too now.
I like paint correction. I like trash paint and then bringing it back.
Mm.
So it's just one of those things. Seeing some paint that's trashed, and then all of a sudden you come back and you got that mirror shine. There is nothing more satisfying. I mean, just getting behind a machine, listen to your favorite tunes, and just kind of taking out those imperfections in the paint. That to me is therapeutic. I enjoy it a lot. That's the reason why I opened my shop, because it's something I miss doing. I mean, retail's cool and everything. I don't have an issue with that. And and the big part is I like the conversations. I like helping people. And I will tell you, there's always somebody coming in my shop every week that gives me a new problem. That's a new challenge that I love to overcome. So that's pretty cool, because I've had I've definitely had some interesting stuff, I would say, that's came across my way. May it be a customer that for whatever reason wants to polish his car with no pad. I mean, I've had it. To a customer that decided, you know what, I won't wash my car for a year or two, and come to Detail Garage asking for a solution. There's so many challenges out there. May it be, I've had guys that have took in ceramics and just never wipe off the excess, and then come to me and say, hey, the paint looks weird, what's going on? And come to find out, car wasn't cut, car wasn't clayed. And then we have a situation where we're trying to work through that. So I definitely like the challenges, and my customers keep me busy.
Hey, Clifford Big Red, Concord in California, not North Carolina. It is I know chemical guys did go late into ceramic. Are they gonna try to dip their leg into graphene?
No.
He's gonna stay out of that for now.
I'll put it this way. From our standpoint, there hasn't been enough proven about graphene to sit here and say that, one, it's better than ceramic, which I don't believe it is.
I don't think so either.
There's not enough data to prove otherwise. Plus, the graphene that people are getting, I definitely wouldn't say it's of high quality. And there's only certain places in the world you can even get it. So, and when you do the test side by side, it doesn't show me a performance enough to justify, I'm going to say, the hazard or the new process to say that it's better than ceramic. That's just my opinion. That's not me throwing shots at anybody.
No, ain't no shot.
There's just not enough performance gain for me to say it's better than ceramic, if that makes any sense. I would say they're equal players, and to the point to where, why would I want to go through a different manufacturing stream for something that has performance that is, if not the same, or below what we already have? Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
That's not saying, hey, it's not good, but it's just, like you said, I agree. It hasn't been around long enough, and right now it's still early in the game for anybody to actually physically state, hey, this is for sure better than. I get exactly what you're saying, man.
Yeah, because in my opinion, just from what I've seen, I feel like it's going to be a fad, and it's something that's going to pass, and ceramic is still going to be there, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's hard to. I've talked to a lot of people about the graphene, and it's not something you can just go, hey, let's put it in a bottle. You know, it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. Not a lot of people can do it, like you said. So
yeah,
I don't think it's going to be huge. I mean, it may string on for a while. You know, I mean, when ceramics first came out, I mean, everybody was, you know, calling it snake oil and this and that and this and it took years and years and years of people redoing formulas, remaking them. So I feel like it could be a long time before somebody perfects graphene.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely applaud it if it gets, if the product that's coming out is better. But right now, I just can't see it. It's not outperforming ceramic right now. Put it that way.
On the chemical guys ceramic, is it pretty typical like all the rest of it? Is it 3 to 5 years for longevity?
Yeah, it's about 5 years worth of protection, and it's a 9H. And the cool thing about this upgrade is actually easier to install than the previous one. So that's a big plus.
Yeah, what was
Nice.
the other one before? That was a C8 or something. Is that what it was?
Yeah, C9, yes.
No, that one was. What was the old one?
Carbon Flex C9.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And that one was a little more grabby on installation. So when you were trying to do your buff off, it was kind of a booger. Versus this one, it lays down a lot slicker. So when you do your, your application, and then you wait your minute, and then you wipe it off, it's actually a lot easier product to work with. So I'm happy that they made the changes that they made.
Nice. So with this new ceramic coating, as far as maintenance for those people out there that are picking this new coating up, you're going to be using, I believe it's the Hydro Suds is the ceramic wash.
I would say I would use.
What would you do to maintain it?
Let me put it this way. Hydro Suds I would use if you do not have hard water. From my experience, when you use Hydro Suds with water that is not of good quality, sometimes it lingers for a little bit and you may not bead as much as you did prior to use. Now, if you use like, let's say Honeydew, Watermelon, Glossworks, these are all pH balanced, pH neutral soaps. If you have hard water, I haven't seen any detrimental effects, but over the customers that did have a ceramic on and they had hard water, like really hard water, it seemed like Hydro Suds did not work well with a car that was ceramic coated. A car that wasn't ceramic coated, at the end of the day, they threw a little bit of SOI2 on there. It's not going to really affect them because they don't know the true experience when you have a ceramic coating on the car to know that this is not performing as well as I would like it, versus a car that has ceramic coating, it beads or it sheets and how it's supposed to do it. And then when you use the Hydro Suds with bad water, it does not perform as it's supposed to. So I would recommend Honeydew, Watermelon, or the Glossworks soap over Hydro Suds.
Okay. That's good info. That's good info right there.
Mm-hmm. So 2021, what's going to be coming, or what's the direction of products coming for Chemical Guys?
As in for 2021?
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to be dropping anything in the next week.
No, we're not going to be dropping anything in the next week. What we are, I will tell you that we do have some products right now that are not necessarily our products, that are successful products that, if you notice, we're starting to get away from utilizing, I'm going to say, other people for some of our accessories, and we're building our own accessories. So that's the thing, is making it a complete Chemical Guys product from start to finish. Because sometimes we have some things that are rebranded.
Yeah.
And from what I've been seeing in the last couple of months, we're trying to get away from rebranding to these are our products, if that makes any sense. So just like the Big Mouth foam cannon, that's completely our product now. That is not something that
I used it today.
What's that?
I used it today.
Oh yeah, it's an awesome machine. Very high quality, and it definitely is a depiction of the Chemical Guys brand. And that's what we're trying to do, is anything that we're per se rebranding, we're trying to make sure that there are products and we're refining them. I'll put it that way. What topper would you use for the ceramic? In my opinion, if you're talking about the Carbon Force 9H 5-year ceramic, I would use Hydro Speed. Hydro Speed is our new ceramic quick detailer. It's pretty cool because at the end of the day, it's just a quick detailer. So that means what it lays down is not going to be the most durable. But let's say in a perfect world, you're using the right soaps, weather's not that harsh, it's going to last about 6 months. But me being more realistic, whether you take it to the car wash, that quick detailer's coating can last up to 3 months, I would say, in harsher environments. Let's put it that way. So you got a quick detail that you use to kind of like do light dusting or in between washes, or, bird stuff, or you get something weird on there. That would be the product that I would use, because you spray and wipe and you've actually boosted your ceramic coating. So that's
was this the stuff that you told me it's similar to Bead Maker?
It is. It is similar to a bead maker product, and I don't try to say one's better than the other. I just let my customers kind of decide, and typically we'll win the fight. I'll put it that way.
Nice.
So
I was actually I was at that detail garage for the grand opening, I believe.
okay.
A lot of people are liking the new car scent and the fade.
Oh, fresh fade, yeah, that's pretty awesome scent.
But they're saying how can they get the I like the new car scent also, but how can they get the scent to last longer?
A lot of times it comes down to application.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people it's kind of like you loading up one area and that's your area. And you always load it on like carpet near your recirculation.
Mm-hmm.
Duct right there, you kind of hit the carpet right there. After you've loaded it a couple times, like hitting that area, typically what will happen is the sun works in your favor and it actually heat up that area. And it'll actually rejuvenate that. It's kind of almost like the oils get together, and then once that sun hits the car, it kind of boosts the smell. Can you use VO7 as a drying aid? I've been told you can. I would say this: you can use any quick detailer as a drying aid. I would just say that is a very baller way about going with it, especially when it's $18 a bottle. But yes, VO7 definitely can be a drying aid. I would say your better drying aid would be afterwash.
So, the other day I was talking to you about the rinse-free. Can you talk about, because some people, like when I was going through the Chemical Guys Facebook part, they were talking about the waterless. Is rinse-free similar to that or no?
Rinse-free, in my opinion, I would think I say it's a superior product. That's what I use on my classic cars and most of my vehicles, is because you're pretty much doing just like a bucket wash. The only thing is you're doing a bucket wash with something that has a lot of gloss enhancers in it, and it's very, very slick. So when you go over the car with it, the things you're going to notice is high gloss, no streaking. If it dries, it doesn't spot at all. So very superior, and you literally can dry a whole car with a 16 by 16 towel. So, and when you can do a car in about 15, 20 minutes, it's not bad. I really like the rinse-free product. Yeah.
So I think I know this answer, but I'm gonna put it up anyways. When your new shop opens up, you are gonna be doing classes there?
Yes. In our new shop, we already teach classes now Monday through Friday from 9 to 12. We do one-on-one classes. I probably do 3 to 4 classes a week. In our new location, that's where we're going to be doing the 5-day course. That's going to be I would say the Master Detailers course. Same thing they do in headquarters in Los Angeles. That's where we're going to teach you, one, mobile detailing business, like one-on-one. We'll talk a little bit about how to set it up. Talk a little bit about how your regulations, but then we start diving into the skill set. How to intake a car, how to talk to customers. Then we start going into surface prep, utilization of tools and being efficient. We talk about upselling. We talk about, I would say something like a subscription or return business. And then obviously we go over the basic wash, paint correction. We go over waxes, sealant, ceramics. And then we talk about advanced detailing techniques. And some of the things that people miss. A lot of times, like for instance, the most basic thing people miss is door jams. Something that's very easy revenue stream is something like learning how to detail an engine bay. There's a lot of stuff that we go over the next 5 days. Now the class costs about $3,500. You do get 2 diplomas, one for automotive reconditioning and auto detailing. Then it goes into windshield repair and headlight restoration. Those are your certificates you'll walk away with. You also have a 15% discount for the store for life. Any detail garage you walk into in any part of the world, they're gonna give you that discount and take care of you wherever you're at, and you always have that underlying support.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
And please don't be shy with the questions, guys. Hit me with them.
Right here we go.
Okay, Chemical Guys. Blacklight. What is exactly polished with abrasives and a sealant. Wet Mirror Rising has
What
abrasives.
Mirror Rising has abrasives, and there's a
Cool.
question.
This is kind of a weird question. I get
Mhm.
what he's trying to say, but Blacklight and Wet Mirror, they're not polishes or abrasives. They're glazes. So what a glaze does, all its job is to hide imperfections in paints. So it's got little micro fillers in it, and all it's trying to do is hide the swirls. That's it. That's the only thing a gloss does. May it be Blacklight, Wet Mirror Finish, what is it, Glossworks, any of those guys, that's all they're going to do is hide swirls. They will not do any paint correction or anything of that nature. That's why a lot of people love Blacklight. It hides swirls in black cars. So
Yeah.
what polisher would you suggest an intermediate detailer to pick up for Christmas? If you're an intermediate detailer, I'm going to say the 10FX. It is comfortable. It's a 10 millimeter throw. Goes about 4,200 RPMs. It's a solid win. Now, I will tell you that I do also like the 15DA. If the person feels that they're going to take detailing a little more seriously, or they've used a polisher before, then I always recommend the 15DA. Reason being is that unit has a lot more power and it has a 15 millimeter throw. So with that being said, normally most people are rocking around 4,200 RPMs. With that, you go up to 55, but I usually work around 4,800 RPMs, and it gives you that 600 RPM bump. Actually, it lends to generating more heat and a faster paint correction. So
Nice.
both things are awesome.
So you use you use a DA or rotary?
I can use both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not very comfortable with
I'm dealing with some wet sanding or very heavy imperfections. Typically, a DA is my go-to.
Nice. Do you guys have microfiber pads?
We had microfiber pads. Chemical guys is kind of moving away from them. And I think the reason being is yes, they're good for the moment, but when it comes to longevity, a microfiber pad typically won't last you more than 2 months if you're using it. And the reason being is they just won't clean out well. I mean, you can try to soak them, you can try everything, but it just seems like a microfiber pad, they don't last because they don't clean out well. So what ends up happening is you got a lot of dry powder and then you're generating more heat, and it ends up causing more what do you call it? I'm gonna call them polishing micro swirls. Like you'll actually see it in the paint. But another thing with microfiber is, yes, it generates more heat, but the issue is that it's not compatible with all clear coats. Meaning, some clear coats like it, some clear coats don't. Where with foam, it's consistent. Like you're gonna kill it with foam no matter what. The only difference is that microfiber lasts about 2 months. If you take care of your foam pads, they'll last at least a year easily.
Hey, Clifford, I'm reading his comment. He said he's never used a polisher before, so he wants to be safe but get into correction stuff. Clifford, if you get yourself a DA polisher, it's extremely hard to screw things up with the polisher itself. Now you can screw things up with a pad, but if you go to a store and ask questions, like if I walked into Pele's store in Concord and I told him this is what I'm doing to this car, he's going to give me the pads I need for that car. So I would recommend same thing for you, Clifford. If you go into a detail garage and you get yourself a DA polisher, get yourself a couple different varieties of pads, because you can try certain pads. My favorite one is their orange one. That's probably one of their best ones that they got. And their green one for polishing, and they have a white one for polishing. You really almost can't go wrong with those three pads. You can get the yellow one too for real hard cuts, but don't get nervous on using a DA polisher though.
Roger that. And I guess Ryan would be interested in hearing more about how the stores provide input on new products, tests, and equipment. So with I know at least for my store, I'm pretty sure all the other stores will fall in the same theme. I'm available to my customers from like 4 o'clock in the morning all the way till 1, 2 o'clock at night. I mean, and that's just my dedication to you guys, help you guys out, because like I said, with the heat and everything else, detailers are working in the early morning or late in the evening. So it's always an open book with me. If you guys ever have a question, we do demo. I mean, I would say in a day, I probably do somewhere close to 10 demos easily. May it be something showing you basic as something how to clay. I'll be out there in the parking lot showing somebody how to clay, or how to do a headlight restoration. So that's pretty standard at any detail garage, that somebody should be willing to go out. One, look at your car, assess it to see what you need, what you don't need, and then also gauging your skill set and kind of breaking that down for you to kind of show you, hey, this is how you use this machine, or this is how you do that product. It flows fairly well to where I always recommend stopping by the store. Shopping online is perfect and it's all good. I mean, I definitely know there's some deals when it comes to online, but when it comes to getting that knowledge or getting that time, I would either go to the shop or call one of your local detail garages, and there should be someone knowledgeable there to help you through your online shopping process and through your product.
Yeah. So Clifford is wondering about your Helix pads. So this is their most aggressive pad, the yellow one.
Correct.
And this is their all-around cutting pad. Both of them are pretty good. I like them both. This is, if something's jacked up and you need V32, this is what you're going here. If it's just a paint correction, V34 or 36, you're here. Then once you start doing some paint some polishing, if you're just doing a polishing, just a polish with no paint correction here. If you did a paint correction, here. There's also a white one, I believe. I don't have my white one here. But when Eric was talking about, this is what they used to have on the microfiber pads. Correct. So that one left. But those are their ones that they have, Clifford. And then they do have a red one, but you don't need it. No, I don't think so. See, okay. If you follow Papa Smurf Clifford on Instagram, you'll see some of the products he uses also.
So what other questions you guys got for me?
Some people are like, where's Nick? So so Nick is down in the LA store in their shop. Those guys are too big for us. I brought the next best thing. Next best thing, I got Pele here.
There you go.
So when you plan on opening your shop?
The shop hopefully should be open last week of January, and then we're currently negotiating a store in Sacramento. So hopefully,
another detail garage in Stockton.
What's that?
Another detail garage in Stockton.
Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento. Okay.
Yeah, so I was working on a shop in Stockton. Me and the owner of the building just couldn't come to see terms. I'm gonna revisit him, and hopefully, he'll come to the terms that are more agreeable. But for right now, we're working with SAC, and that looks like that's gonna happen. So using blacklight and other glazes will not affect bonding of Jetseal. And how long does Jetseal? It typically lasts. Cool. So the way blacklight is, like I said, it's going to hide your swirls and imperfections in the paint. I would recommend putting blacklight down first and then sealing Jetseal over it. The reason being is, now that we hit all these imperfections, let's put a 1-year coating on top of it to keep those hidden for the next, I'll say about a year. Around the 10-month mark, I would be trying to reapply the coating. But it's definitely a great product. I love it on windows, so I typically use it over our Hydro Slick or Hydro Charge for the fact that it plays a lot better with windows than Hydro Charge or Hydro Slick does. So that's why I prefer the Jetseal.
The one thing that we don't have to worry about in California is freezing too much. But for like the people on the East Coast, if they wanted to use the waterless wash, what's about how low of a temperature can the waterless wash go?
I wouldn't say anything less than like, let's say 50, 60 degrees. I mean, as long as the bottle's warm and it's not the same temperature as outside, you're going to be fine. Okay. But let's say that bottle starts getting just as cold as outside. What's going to happen is you're probably going to start frosting up a little bit. Yeah. And that's where you can end up causing imperfections. But as long as the bottle is at room temperature when you're using it, you should be fine. But if the product starts trying to freeze on you or get stiff as you're using it, I would stop using it at that point.
Got it. So for all y'all on the East Coast, if you store them in your truck, bring them in at night. Because it ain't cold here. Well, it gets cold for us. Cold's 40 degrees.
Yeah, it ain't really that cold here. Most of my stuff sits in the garage. All my expensive stuff and coatings and all that stuff is in my room, though, snuggled up.
Yeah. And talking about cold products, just to give you a heads up, a lot of times with a lot of the East Coast guys, when it gets really cold, they'll start saying that something to the fact that like our soaps are falling off. The soaps are not really falling off, and that's when we start losing guys when it comes to our soaps during the wintertime. Make sure that when you fill up your foam cannon, use warm water. The reason being is we're setting all our soaps outside or in our truck or in our garage. When the temperature drops so low, what's going to happen is your soap's going to gel. So, and if it gels, it's not going to foam. So always try to use warm water during the winter time in your foam cannon so that it'll foam if you're foaming across.
Gotcha.
I always use warm water. It helps kind of mix and break things up, loosen everything up, and get it to mix.
Yep.
Yeah. Today I was watching. I was watching the. I'm brain farting here.
No, be brain farting, Mike.
I know. I was watching a video today. I'll just skip his name because I'm brain farting on the video. And in his bucket he had warm water, and he was claying, and he took the clay and when he cut it in half, he put the other part in the warm water of the bucket. And I was like, man, that's pretty good because it was cold outside where he was at, and he was trying to clay, and the clay would start hardening up. And then he would just go into one bucket, grab the other one, throw that one back in there. Miranda,
that was Phil.
Phil. Yeah. I don't know why I was praying for it. I could see his pitch. I could picture him doing it and everything. I was watching it.
I got you. No, that makes sense. He's being smart. I mean, just like we always talk about when it's hot, but when it's cold, our product's going to act a little bit differently too. So it makes perfect sense.
So this is almost like a generic question. Almost, you can almost detail your car almost every week. It just depends how far you really want to go with it. How often would you recommend detailing a car?
It matters their process.
Yeah.
The reason why I tell you that is because, like, for instance, like me, I'm a waterless guy because I usually drive old school cars. So what I end up doing is I'll maybe do one good wash. Let's say I do a good wash right now. Every 3 days, I'm typically trying to do a wipe down on the car. And the reason being is you don't want the dirt to calcify, because all dirt, once it starts sticking to something or it gets together, it'll start hardening up. It'll start hardening up and it'll stick to the surface that much more. But if you're wiping down the car, let's say every 3 to 5 days, you don't have to be as disciplined as I am. But every 3 to 5 days or at least once a week, you're wiping the car down. Typically, I can get away with not washing the car for probably about 2 months, 2-3 months easily, and my car sit outside. Yeah. So it's all about how you maintain it. If you stay on top of it and don't let that dirt just build up, you'd be surprised how far out you can go from a wash.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. My car sits in the garage, and like you said, about once a week I'll wipe it down. Sometimes it'll go maybe 2 weeks. I'll do a waterless wash, but I hardly ever drive it. So I can't remember the last time I pulled a hose out and washed this thing. It's been a few months.
Yeah. Clifford.
I've been spoiled with the waterless washes, man, or the rinseless washes.
Yeah.
I did my first one, I don't know, 4 months ago. I said, why the hell haven't I not been doing this? It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the questions over here. See, I haven't touched paint 6 days. That's funny. Oh yeah, I know why DRD can't touch paint right now. So here was a question: is Chemical Guys can come out with a clay mitt or anything in the
that is
future?
definitely something in the works. I know I personally took that one on because I want a clay towel. But I think what they're going to come back out with is the clay mitten. It's just going to be because right now the clay mitten that we have right now, I don't believe it's branded under us. So we're gonna make our own clay mitten to the best of my knowledge and come out with that because we've already had it, but for whatever reason, I believe it's being redeveloped and we're gonna come back out with it. So I would look out for that.
Sweet. There's Eric turned me onto this one, and ever since I started using this one, it's pretty simple. When you're washing the car, you got a mitt in one hand, mitt in the other hand.
Yep.
Man, you can fly through a car pretty quick that way.
Oh yeah. The one that we had at one time or another, it was a mitten, and what we encouraged was you foam the car down heavy after you finish washing the car. You put a heavy lace of foam on it, and then you would come back with the mitten. So it was a very successful product. I think they're just trying to make it to where it's a little more reasonable for the customer because it was $50 a mitten. So between them remaking it and hopefully making it a little bit cheaper, so it's easier for you guys.
Okay.
Is Chemical Guys coming out with new waterless wash without glossing agents? I'm gonna say I don't think so. I know it'd be kind of cool for you guys that are matte. But the only thing close to a waterless wash or anything with no glossing agents is going to be the meticulous matte quick detailer.
Really good, actually. I don't have a college degree.
What was that?
Oh no, I'm reading some of the stuff as it goes by. Oh, there's that'd be funny. Stranger glove. Which I like the name of it. The Stranger glove as a clay mitt. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anybody else got any questions up in here? Got any Chemical Guys product questions? That's your man right there. So don't hold back. Maybe a little bit.
Clifford had another question, but I missed it. It was something about speed wipe. I couldn't really see it.
Let me see if I can find it real quick, Ben. Clifford,
Oh.
I know you guys got a whole bunch of dressings, tire dressings. You guys gonna be dabbling maybe in like an SiO2 tire dressing?
As of right now, I haven't heard anything like that, but I will tell you, we are playing with a lot of SiO2 products. It's just the fact that, how can I word this? Some of them, they just don't perform. Like when you try, because, something comes out to be a great idea. And then when you start doing your quality checks, that's when certain things fail. For instance, we had a really good product that it just never came out. It was a one-step scratch and swirl remover / ceramic coating. They tested it and it just would not perform. But other than that, it sounded really awesome to think about doing a one-step paint correction and getting like a 1-year coating at the same time. But it just wasn't at the time. I'm not sure if they're gonna go readdress it. But it seemed like a really cool product. I was all on board. I was like, do one-step paint correction and do a ceramic in one step. That would be
that would save so much time.
Yeah. So I was disappointed that it didn't meet their quality checks, but that doesn't mean they gave up on it. It just means it didn't make it this round. We've tried for the last 2 years to come out with something like that, and we're just not there yet. But when it comes out, though, it's going to be a pretty awesome product.
Nice.
How are the big mouth foam cannons selling? They are gone.
I know. When I was in your store, there was like nothing there.
Yeah, you can't get one online. I'm pretty sure most stores have sold out of them. Hopefully, the bad thing is they're stuck on a boat right outside of LA. And it's just there's so many products that are out there coming in. We just gotta wait for it to come back in stock. So hopefully we'll get that first or second week of January.
Badass big mouth. That thing's sweet too. I like it.
How far in advance does Pelle get products from corporate to test? Typically, that's usually at least 30 days.
30 days you hold out? Oh my
What's
gosh.
For winter months, what car soaps from Chemical Guys will be great to use? I'm gonna say, in my personal opinion, any soap that doesn't have a wax or a gloss enhancer in it. When I say that, I'm saying something that has a thick consistency, because when it gets colder, these things are going to be a lot harder to work with, because like in the summertime, you work with, let's say, citrus washing gloss. It has a very thick glossing agent. So if it's too hot outside, what happens is you're working with a film that's very hard to kind of work with. You see it mainly on darker cars where it can be a pain in the butt. And then you have in the winter months, same thing. If that stuff's trying to get hard on you before you can actually kind of work it in, then that's going to be a booger. So I would say, in my opinion, VO7, Glossworks, Honeydew, Watermelon. Those are the snow foams are always my go-tos. But anything that doesn't have a thickening agent in it, like extreme body wash, I wouldn't use it in the wintertime. Citrus wash and gloss, I wouldn't use that in the wintertime.
Good question, Clifford. I can't even get one, and I shop there.
You have to work for Chemical Guys to get one of these shirts, unfortunately.
Actually, I want to work one day just so I can get the shirt. I quit. Put my 2 weeks in. That's funny. Those are pretty nice shirts, though. I think. You know, are they going to come out with any type of swag or anything? Because, you know, I only seen one hat they got, and it's kind of funky.
What's that?
They only got a couple shirts. Are they going to come out with different swag?
They're always trying to come out with new swag. I know there's a hat similar to this, and it's in a like that nice, I'm gonna say rubber or silicone or synthetic material, and it says Chemical Guys across it. That was a nice upgrade we just came out with. We're definitely coming out with more shirts. It's just a fact of, you know, one, getting them all in, because all the detail garages are fighting for these shirts to get them in. But they're definitely working on swag. I'll put it that way. It's definitely something, because how can I put it? This is a car enthusiast type deal, and I feel like for me, I like representing, you know, maybe Chevy or just like we have our enthusiasts for Chemical Guys. They like repping our swag, and we appreciate you guys wearing it. So definitely. Can you mix soaps in a foam can? And sure. I definitely think you can mix it. Just with Clean Slate, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not as effective as it should be, because Clean Slate is trying to remove any waxes or sealants off the paint. So if you dilute it with something, I just don't think that part of it, it won't be as effective in prepping the paint for paint correction or a coating.
Gotcha. So let me see. I'm gonna go look up here and see what else I can ask some questions with. Oh, the fabric that they came out. What's the? I don't see nobody. Well, let me think a bit about that. I haven't seen hardly anybody, or actually anybody else, with your fabric ceramic that you guys have. What was the? What's the logic behind that?
The logic behind that is when from my own personal experience compared to our fabric guard versus I think it's called hydro thread. What I noticed is that the hydro thread actually was I'm gonna say more flexible. So with a thinner coat, you had a more effective seal. Let's put it that way. Versus fabric guard, I felt, especially in my shoes, like I wear Adidas. Adidas is one of the most breathing shoes that you have. You're rocking like MDs, NMDs, and stuff like that. To where I noticed that the fabric was a lot more tight and was less likely to, I'm gonna say, work with. Like if you're sitting on a chair, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. But in tennis shoes, you know, when you're wearing them and you're kind of stretching your feet out or whatever, you can kind of tell the difference. When I put fabric guard on my Adidas with fabric guard, it was a lot more tight. And then with the hydro thread, it actually let the material flex a lot more, but still sealed. So I would say it's a better product in that regard because it can go thinner, but still the material is still taut and flexible, and you can work with it a lot easier, which in my opinion puts less stress on the fabric, but still seals it. So it's a better product. And it lasts longer.
And does it?
It lasts about 1 year, yes.
So, like if you were to shampoo a carpet, and if you don't get all the soap out of there, you know how the fabric would kind of harden up a little, get stiffened up a little?
Correct.
Does it do the same thing, or is it if it's clean and you put it on fresh, is it gonna stay fresh?
And you're saying using hydro thread? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
hydro thread, yeah.
Yeah, no, hydro thread doesn't get hard like that. That's kind of what I'm saying is the advantage is that it flexes with the material versus some of your, I'm gonna call them legacy fabric protectants. A tendency, they don't tend to flex with the material, which can be a bad thing to where, years down the road, you might get some weird tearing or stretch marks or ripping that doesn't seem standard for what it is. Versus this product, you spray it on there, it's flexing with use to where you're not wearing the surface. You may be protecting it, but you're not wearing it out at the same time.
Gotcha.
How would somebody open up their own detail garage store? The way you would open your own detail garage store, you'll send us, you go to detailgarage.com, you'll send them an email, you'll give them your information. What they're going to do is they're going to send you some information back, and they're going to ask for a nice sized information form. You're going to fill that out. The big things they're going to ask you for, I think it just moved up to 30 or 35,000 for your franchise fees for that initial payment. And then they're going to be, from the last part of the conversation, about 150,000 liquid. Now that could be in any format, meaning like you could have a loan for 150,000, or you could just have 150,000 cash. However you can present that. Now with owning a detail garage, don't think that it's like a McDonald's. Like a McDonald's, you open it up, it's just going to be successful with little to no work. I mean, you're going to have your worker bees and everything else like that. But with detail garage, it's a more niche-based business, meaning like you need to have the passion for detailing before you open up a detail garage.
I know you got to, because it's just you and your wife.
What was that?
I know you got to, because it's just you and your wife.
Yeah. So
7 days a week.
Yeah, that tells you I love what I do. But that's where you definitely need to, love what you do, have a passion for the brand, and wanting to help people, take care of their rides. Give us your personal plan, microfiber plan. Okay, sweet. So that's the only thing I can tell. The key to success there is that you need to have passion for detailing. If you don't, and you think it's just going to be like a quick get rich deal, that's not what detail garage is. It's not. I don't believe it is. I know people will see some numbers and they'll be like, "Oh man, detail garage is doing this," but if you're not genuine in nature, people are going to know it. If you're not about this life when it comes to detailing, the car scene and stuff like that, people are not going to gravitate to your store or shop, or they're not going to receive the information that you provide them well. So that's the only way I can word that. I think there was a microfiber question. I breezed over.
I'll put it back up. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good. But and if anybody has any questions, they definitely can hit me up, and I can go into it in more detail. Give us a professional opinion on microfiber towel cleaning. Could you use free and clear, or do you need a microfiber wash? I'm not sure what free and clear is. I'm just going to give you the kind of quick overview on towel cleaning. With towels, there's going to be every towel's pretty standard, but you think I'm going to give you an example. If you have a wife, significant other, or you bought some new towels, typically that first round is awesome. When you first use it, you go take a shower, you're like, man, this is the best towel on planet. Kohl's is bomb. Cool. Wife goes and washes the towels. What does wife do? Wife uses fabric softener, or depending on what it is, bleach, and she uses dryer sheets. At that point, she's reduced the absorption power by 80%. Could you imagine a towel not absorbing 80%? So that means when you take your next shower, this towel is uncomfortable. This towel is not soaking up the water. There's more water on the floor than what the towel is soaking up. And that is the reason being is because of the dryer sheets and the fabric softener has pretty much neutered that towel. So always going to recommend light detergent, no bleaches, no fabric softener, no dryer sheets. Another thing is you guys being careful with your towels and how you use them, meaning let's say you got a towel and it has a big glob of like wax in it. And then you decided, okay, cool. I'm gonna wash this towel with all these other towels. It's trash. Cool. A detergent is only gonna work so well. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, if you're leaving, decent amount of 8 products in there, and you're wondering why your window towels are streaking, a lot of times that's where customers get that from, is that they're taking these really trash towels, and then I'm gonna call it their specialty towels or their towels they didn't do certain jobs. They've mixed them in with these other dirtier towels, and that's where you get this transfer. Because a lot of times I get it a lot, and they're like, customer comes to me and be like, man, this window towel keeps streaking. I don't understand. And then I start going backtracking, and when I come to find out, they're washing it with the towels that have oil-based dressings. He's like, I pour everything together. And I mean, and I understand that, but then you're going to have these type of results. So I would say always try to separate your really dirty towels from glass towels and paint correction towels. I would always keep those separate.
Have a couple of hampers in your garage kind of set up for that. That's what I recommend. Some hampers.
Definitely. Keep them all separate. That's what I do. I got my polish and compound remover towels separate from all my glass towels that are separate. Anything that I use to apply a spray sealant separate with my, I just keep everything separate. And since then, like you said, I used to do the same thing when I was learning at first. I would even wash. I would still keep them separate, but not as separate as I do now.
Yeah.
And the more separate you can keep everything and have individual towels for everything, it's gonna make maintaining, cleaning, and the performance of the towels at their optimal performance for sure.
Yep. So what else? What's that?
I said, even if you have to waste a little extra water, it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
So anybody else got any questions for the guru of chemical guys here?
I got to split, guys. I got to get out of here, guys. I got to go diagnose this coolant leak on my buddy's truck that lives behind me. So I want to say, Pele, thank you for joining us, man, and thank you for the great information. I really appreciate it, man. I hate to skip out a little early, but I've got some things I got to take care of. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that joined us in the live and all the great questions. Stay tuned because we'll have more people, more guests, more information. Once again, thank you, guys.
Be hot, but I'll stay on for a few more minutes. I'll take you out, Eric.
Cool.
Take care.
Yeah. All right. Clifford seems and Abel seem to have all the questions here tonight. And Umberto, you got any questions? I know Umberto always has to have a question. I'm surprised he hasn't popped one up because every time I'm streaming, he's got like 20 questions, and tonight I don't see nothing out of him. Here's a good. I like this one. This one's a good one. I like this one.
Is he going to make any detailing videos from his shop? Yes. Yes, that's going to be our focus, is making more, I would say, just how-to videos, tech sessions, and stuff like that, yes.
Is it going to be specific? Is it going to be on YouTube also?
Yes. I mean, this would be something, it's kind of new for me, just trying to get a crew, get it set up to where we can kind of document these things, make it a little more like a local DIY. So that's where we'll be taking feedback from customers and stuff like that.
Is it going to be called Detail Garage Concord, or is that what the channel's going to be called, or do you have any idea what it's going to be called?
It'll probably some will be like NorCal Detail Garage or something to that.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever comes up, I'm sure we'll see it. That's right. It's just separate from your other business.
Yeah.
Clifford, don't feel bad, bro. It's okay to have all the questions. That's why I have people on the show every week.
Well, that's a good
I appreciate what's that?
I said, people are shy, so it's like that's as
Some
many
people are, some people aren't. I've had a couple other people like you. I had the owner of Ethos on here, the owner of Lithium Car Care on here. I've had you on here. I've had other detailers on here. So every week we always got different people.
Yeah.
January we got there's a couple of new companies that came out that do mystery boxes.
Mm-hmm.
We have there's 2 different companies that do it now, and we have both of them. And we have one guy that does boats out of Florida, Drake. His name is Drake. He's actually a pretty good YouTube guy. I like the way he does his videos. He'll be coming in. But Clifford said he met another stranger. This here. Dude, this thing's pretty sweet. If you never got one, you got to get one. Even a guy with fat hands, it fits. And don't be strange. I like that glove too. That would go pretty sweet. Now, as for the other things that you guys came out with,
do you prefer hand buffing or power buffing?
Who's
I'm looking at some of these. Sweet. I would definitely say always use the machine. This is Crazed Man 99. Do you prefer hand buffing or power buffing? I'll be honest with you, brother. I'm not gonna say I'm lazy, but it is a more efficient way of using polisher.
Yeah. Don't feel shy on using a DA polisher. I mean, the actual unit itself is so user friendly, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the only time, really, in my opinion, that I think you can get away with hand buffing something is like a mild paint transfer. Like somebody bumps you in the parking lot, there's some paint left behind. Mm-hmm. Hit it up. I would say small areas. If you're just fearing using a machine, I'd say the only point that I would literally do a whole car is if it was like oxidation. But I couldn't see me, and I'd really have to be motivated to do it by hand. Just because it takes so much time, it is a lot of physical labor when you can cut your time down by an eighth. Like if I tried to do oxidation on a whole car, it'd probably take me somewhere close to 4 hours versus with a machine, it'd probably take me an hour easily. Just run over real quick and take care of it. So that would be the only reason. It's not that hand buffing or that skill is not needed or it's not valued. It's just the fact it takes a significant amount more time to do it by hand. I'll put it there.
Yeah. Gotcha. And that's right too. Not cap my first few months, details in business. I used all chemical guy stuff. All he knew. Nice.
The other note I will say with hand buffing that I will put out there, I have taught people how to do it by hand, and I will tell you the result always came out better with the machine versus hand, just to give you a heads up, always. Like, and when I'm talking about that is like even trying to take out, let's say a very light scratch, if you hold it up to the light, the machine always performed better when it came to taking out imperfections and bringing that mirror finish back. So.
Yeah, Clifford, if you do have a Harbor Freight near you or a chemical guys nearby, a DA is something you should look into getting. That's right. Clifford's about 80% chemical guys who use detailed trucks. That comes around. I buy some stuff. But yeah, that's cool.
And another thing, guys, is, I think we sell great products, and I know we're not the best at everything, but a lot of customers come to me and they expect me to knock them because let's say they got a Harbor Freight polisher. At the end of the day, I'd rather you using a polisher versus you doing it by hand because I know the result's going to come out a lot better and it's more consistent. So that Harbor Freight polisher or a Torque Chemical Guys polisher, they're going to do the same work. So, and if a detail garage, you go in a detail garage and somebody's trying to knock you for using it, then that's probably not the detail garage you need to be hanging, or the detailer you need to be hanging out with, because at the end of the day, that polisher is going to do the work, and it's all about your skill, what pads, what compounds you're using. That's what's going to make the difference. The machine is a tool. It's no different than a snap-on wrench and a Craftsman wrench. It's same. It's going to do the same work.
Look at this one here, and this one over here. They ain't much difference in these. They all do the job. I like this one because I'm too lazy to switch from a 5-inch to a 6-inch. So I got one of each. I got a 5-inch and 6-inch. But
I need
this does great. And this is their smaller version of their DAs. They actually have two. But what I like about this one is this is great for polishing. I like this one for polishing. This is the smaller of the ones you got, Pele.
Yep.
I like this one mainly for polishing. That's the one I like the most.
Yeah.
And
so then, power and the laptop, so I had to switch it up.
yeah, okay. That's all good. You know, and then I'm just too lazy to switch that to a 6-inch, and that one kind of bogs down to a 6-inch. I got a G9. There ain't nothing wrong with the G9. There ain't nothing wrong with their what's your upgraded version of this one? This one's the baby version.
Yeah.
And then you got the other one. You know, and then when I want to go cordless, I got a DeWalt one too, which if you got a lot of batteries, you can do paint correction, but the DeWalt one's good for polishing also. So Clifford, don't be shy on getting yourself a DA. Get one. No matter where you get one, just get one. It don't matter where you get it from.
Yeah, and the big thing with machines is paying attention to your compounds. Every manufacturer is different. Mm-hmm. So if you get it from us, we're going to have our ranges where we feel that compound should be used at, just like any other manufacturer. The big things is when using a dual action, typically you're going to use it around 4,200 RPMs when you're doing paint correction. Yeah. And then depending on what a rotary, you're going to use it between 1,200 and 1,800 RPMs. That's typically your range. I work at 1,400 personally, and then I have a 15 DA, so I can cruise around 4,800. But typically standard is 4,200 for the RPMs on a polisher. A lot of you guys get a little nervous and you go lower. And what happens is with paint correction, you need to generate heat. At the end of the day, heat is your friend. Not too much heat. Like I would look in the sun, because the sun is making the panel too hot, and that's when you get weird results. But those RPMs are generating heat, which is going to help you do the paint correction. So don't be afraid of a little speed.
What's the warranty on your DAs?
The DAs are Detail Garage Concord. We give a 1-year warranty. So you bring it by the shop, we're going to repair it on the spot, or we're going to replace it on the spot. That's no questions asked, unless it's something like obvious that you abuse the machine, or did something crazy. We typically take care of you.
Sweet. And that's cool.
And that's the same thing with chemicals or anything. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to give you a lot of advice. And let's say I give you some advice, and between the way you explained it or what I thought the problem was, let's say I gave you the wrong product. What I'm going to tell you to do is, one, always give me feedback. If you brought a product and it just didn't work out, come back to me. I'm going to give you a refund, and we're going to do one of two things. We're going to get you the right product after you give me this feedback, or we can just refund you. But either way, it's hassle-free, and that's typically how most of the detail garage is going to do it. They just want to make sure that you're taken care of at the end of the day. So.
And I've been in your shop before when someone walked in with a half-empty bottle and said, I didn't like this, and you're like, well, go get something you like, and off they went. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, how much somebody used is kind of like, well, what if that's what they needed to figure out that they didn't like it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Might have given it a chance, given it a shot, and was like, man, I tried. It just ain't doing what I wanted to do. Got it. Tell me how you used it. Tell me what you used it on. And if it didn't work out, it just didn't work out. But I bet you I have something else in the store that will work out. So, and that's typically where we win, is we get, something didn't work out, give me the feedback, tell me what happened. And typically we find something that does fill that need or take care of you. So
is VSS Is that an all-in-one or no?
VSS is an all-in-one. It is a medium grade polish that breaks, or medium grade cutting compound that breaks down to a polish.
Is there going to be any other all-in-ones coming out by Chemical Guys? Or that could be it.
For Chemical Guys, I think that's going to be it for right now. I haven't heard anything. Like I said, I know for a while we tried to work on a product that just didn't work out, an all-in-one with a better sealant in it, but it just didn't work out for us.
Got it. So this is the same question I asked the other two people that I've had in here that actually own business, but I don't know if you would know this or not. Did the Chemical Guys try something that failed, that never made it to the consumer?
Yeah, or just like I mentioned before, our all-in-one scratch and spore remover with a ceramic, and it didn't work out for us.
Mm.
So, but the ceramic was not like a 5-year ceramic. It was something more like Hydro Slick, Hydro Charge.
Nice. Abel, what are you talking about for about V4?
V4, that is our polish and sealant, I believe, correct?
I don't know. I just see something over here that says, what about V4?
4, that's more of like a polish. Like it's like we have 32, 34, 36, and 38. That's like a 37. So it's a little bit high. It's a little bit more aggressive than 38 polish, because 38 is like a fine polish. 37 or VO4 is a little bit little heavier polishing, and it has a sealant in it. So it's a decent product. But I would tell you that it's going to replace, let's say, Jetseal or something to that effect. I think it's somewhere close to like a 6-month sealant.
I do like Jetseal. I actually put it on the. I've just randomly put it on cars that I've detailed, and I'm like, I'm gonna try Jetseal on this car, and it performs really well.
Oh yeah, it's a great product.
Mm-hmm. It was a polish with the sealant built in. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Any plans for Christmas?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay around the house. I ain't gonna do too much. So
nice.
Yeah, this year we just got our house. We're just kind of settling on things, and I'm just looking forward to relaxing.
Nice. I'm assuming you'll be closed Friday. You'll be closed Saturday too, or not?
Honestly, I haven't decided. I mean, it's one of those things. We'll just see how it goes, and 9 to 10, we'll probably be open. Like I'll probably be off for the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then I'll probably go back at it on the weekend.
You never stop, I know. So if you follow him on Instagram, which I'll put it back up again, right there. I have sent him messages before, like at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he'll respond. So if you have any questions about detailing, if you follow him on Instagram, I just put it up for you. That's right. Is that right? Detail Garage Conquered?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. So if you follow him, get any questions, you can send a message.
Hey, that's Detail Garage Conquered CA, because that one's gonna send you to North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'll fix that then. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wave. There we go. That's it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yes, sir. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, acrylic sealant. Yeah, the franchise. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, stand-up business. No, I'm just reading through the questions.
Oh, good. I'm sitting here trying to fix the so links I can get to so that people can follow you, or if they have questions, they can reach out to you, whatever.
Okay, I guess Ryan's trying to explain to Clifford dual action. So dual action, just think of it like like you ever seen somebody moving their hand around like this? Or let me get it by the camera. So the dual action is gonna be rotating like that versus a rotary is gonna just spin like in a straight circle. It's not gonna bounce around. So a dual action bounces around like your hand. That's why it generates less heat versus a rotary polisher. all it's doing is spinning in a circle like a drill. Like there's no extra movement, so it generates a significant amount more heat to where it does a faster paint correction. But a lot of the horror stories that you hear where you're like, oh, rotary burnt paint, or you got all these buffer marks, and what it is that they're just people that don't know how to use the machine correctly, and that's why they're having that experience. But dual action, very low threat. I mean, the probability of you damaging paint with a dual action is very.
No, am I losing them? I might be losing them. Hopefully, I didn't lose them. So, what he's talking about is, I'll see if I can run this on slow motion or slow it down. You can see, it'll spin in circles here. That would be just a regular rotary. If this was a rotary, that's how it would be spinning, just like that. So the dual action will then also here, and it pivots on itself. So it's going in a circle while it's going in a circle. You can kind of see it. So I did lose Pele here for a minute. I'm going to take him out for a second. As you can see, which will then help not penetrate the heat as much, which is what you don't want anyways. You don't want the heat. He's gone. I did move him back. Hopefully he'll reset and he can come back in. We'll find out. Umberto, he'll be back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's completely gone now. Uh-oh. The rotary moves like a drill. Exactly. So if this is the dual action, the rotary, if you can, hopefully you can see this. Actually, I'll put a pad on it so you can see it better. I'll just grab one. Rotary will just spin. That's your rotary. That's all it does. The dual action will then spin. Look at it. You can see it as it spins. Also, as it. So, and most of the DAs are built in. Also, if you're pressing too hard, if your surface flat and if you're going right, it's going to work right. The second you go like this, or you push down too hard, it stops. It just won't move. So they're safe. They're almost idiot proof. I would say almost because it's about 99% idiot proof. And Clifford, you gotta get one. Trust me. This is the Chemical Guys. This is their cheap one, and it's only 680 volt, I think, but it's great for polishing, though. It's pretty good for polishing. But if I want to do paint correction, the G9, I think this is 1,000 watt or 1,100 watt. Can't go wrong with this either. I do like them both. How much would you be behind you donate sponsors or bought respect if you bought every piece? So Clifford, I am not sponsored by nobody. Everything that's back here, I've paid for. Everything. But get my buddy, he's coming back.
There you go.
He coming back in? There he is.
There we go.
That's all. I had to remove. I was like, man, he got to go reset or something. Something went wrong. But while you're gone, I was talking about dual action. I was like, this is like a rotary, just basically spins on its surface. Well, then I kind of like turned it on and showed it how to also orbit along its surface. HM, gotta get us. Polish your game as well. Have a rotary. That's okay. HM, we were just sitting to talk about DAs. DAs are great. Got to get them. Barbara, welcome in, Barbara. I know you jumping in from Brian's live stream. I know. There's the other guy that we have, Pele, that he was streaming the same time I was. So a couple more people are now coming in. So if you any questions on Chemical Guys products. I got Pele in here. Pele is a Detail Garage, Concord, California store owner. Detail Garage is a storefront of Chemical Guys. He is here answering everything about Chemical Guys. So if you have any questions about Chemical Guys, he's our guy. And why I don't have anybody from LA here? Because I don't want anybody from LA here. Them guys, if I want to know anything about Chemical Guys, I want Pelle here.
I got you. Let's see. What does it say? What interior product do you recommend for nooks and crannies and buttons? Nonsense.
Nonsense, everything, yep.
No, nonsense super cleaner. It's cool because it's a product that's pH balanced, pH neutral.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're trying to work on a nook or cranny. There's a little bit of the agent left behind. It will naturally evaporate and not cause any staining or residue left behind. So nonsense invisible.
And one thing I like about nonsense is you can dilute it. You can do quite a bit of this. So when this is the thing that Pelle you were talking about earlier. If you buy it at Walmart, it's coming diluted. If you buy it at Detail Garage, it is not diluted. It's concentrated. You can get 4 bottles of this basically if you go to the Detail Garage and dilute this 4 to 1 for the same price if you went to Walmart and you bought the diluted version at Walmart.
Let's see. Can I put lightning fast in my Bissell Spot Pro? Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. I'm pretty sure the manufacturer, usually most stain extractors have a, what do you call it, a heating element in them. And that's where you only want to put distilled water. You do not want to put it, you don't want to put any chemicals unless they recommend it.
This is Clifford. Clifford. No, that's my APC. Hold on, Clifford, go to Home Depot and get yourself one of these. You don't need one this big either. If you get lightning fast, put it in one of these. You can even get a smaller version. If you go to Detail Garage, you can pick yourself up one of these and put lightning fast in this. Lightning fast is really dilutable. You want to spray it on the upholstery and then use one of their brushes, which I do have one of them too. What I do with it? Circular brush, you put on a drill brush, and then you use your Bissell Spot Pro with just distilled water only to extract. Does nonsense foam up?
Yes.
It does foam up. But it also depends how you dilute it. If you dilute it 10 to 1, it won't foam up as much as if you had a 2 to 1. Most of the products are concentrated. Yes, Interclean is a good product too, though I have had great results. Interclean is pretty good. Actually, there's one product that's actually starting to like more and more, which I don't remember or see where I put it. I used it today. It's that I don't think. Oh shoot! Oh, here it is, right here. Oh, it is Interclean. This stuff smells actually pretty good. When I first started using it, I was like, I don't know, but it actually smells. I'm starting to like it now. It smells pretty good, and it works really well. Got on a Depot sprayer. Well, yeah, dude. If you're gonna be doing business as a detailer, Home Depot sprayers are gonna be your buddy. They're good to have. Let's see. Foamers. Help my dad go further in 70s. Not breathe. Products. Even dilute with distilled. Yes, Clifford. If you're going to dilute anything, use distilled water. I actually, when I go to the store, I probably have like 15 gallons of distilled water. I just buy them by the jug. They're like, if you go to Walmart, they're 80 cents. I go to the grocery store, they're like $1. And yeah, everything. Let's see. A lot of people are kind of coming over from the other stream over to here. Oh man. That's your wife?
A spray bottle Hydro VO7 purchase at Detail Garage. I'm gonna say no, but if you're gonna dilute any detailing product, use distilled water. So I would say you can dilute it as much until it's not meeting your expectations. But you would not be the only person that I know of that dilutes products that weren't meant to be diluted, but they dilute them anyways. For example, a lot of detail shops will dilute like glass cleaners. Even though ours is not meant to be diluted, they'll dilute it with distilled water. Perfect results.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say try it, see how it works out for you, and see how it works.
Nice. Ryan, thanks for coming in and watching tonight. I'll see
Take it, Ryan.
See you next week, Ryan. Have a good Christmas, bud. Ryan's always in there watching our streams. So some of you guys that came over from Brian's stream, appreciate it. Pele is the Detail Garage store owner, which is Storefront Chemical Guys. He is a detailer himself. And by the end of January, we'll have his own detail shop, which is you're going to be more specific in PPF, window tint, and waterless washes. A lot of people are going to the waterless wash. For California, for us in California, almost have to be waterless wash. But what's the one thing you like about the waterless wash that throws you that way so much?
Me, it's just more of less policing, like less regulation. I could do waterless wash anywhere, and pretty much nobody can really tell me, anything about it. It also opens up more doors for location. For instance, like my location where I'm at right now. If I was if I was doing a wash, there'd be a lot more regulation. I probably wouldn't be able to do some of the services that I do in my location if I was, doing a foam wash in there. But with me doing paint correction is pretty much a chemical wipe down is going to be good enough. And then I'll go ahead and throw my coatings and stuff like that. Or same thing with PPF, do a chemical wipe down, and then go from there with it. Because it's all about being meticulous. And the thing, how can I put it? With a foam wash, a lot of times what happens with detailers, yes, you can. When you're just doing a basic wash or something to that effect, a foam wash is cool. But when you need to be more detail oriented, I'm going to touch those panels a lot closer and be, how can I put it, up front with them, with the surfaces. So I like actually doing a waterless wash or a chemical wipe down because I'm inspecting the panel while I'm doing it. Just like if I was laying down a ceramic, you want to inspect every inch of that panel. And during that chemical wipe down process, it gives me that opportunity. So it's kind of like one of those things. I'm not doing double work, if that makes any sense. I'm actually already inspecting the panel, so a chemical wipe down at the same time makes sense to me.
So when you do your waterless wash, do you use a bucket or a sprayer?
I use a bucket.
Okay, that's cool. I like using sprayer, but and with just regular water just to wipe it down. But
no, I do both. I just just with the initial wipe down will be with the bucket, and anything after that will be with spray. So like when I first take in the vehicle, it will get the bucket method. And then as I start getting further into whatever services I'm gonna provide, then it'll get the spray. What should y'all offer at your location? Whose car is the practice and lessons being taught on? So that's the fun of it. You remember how I was telling you how customers always bring me new opportunities to learn or to struggle, whichever it may be. Is a customer comes in and I'll always invite them to bring their car because a lot of times their car needs a lot of love. So it's better to teach the class on their vehicle so they know, okay, this is what we did on my car and this worked. May it be headlight restoration. We also teach how to do plastic restoration, like most Honda Civics or Hondas. They have the glossy plastic on the window pillar that usually gets scratched. And a lot of people don't know how to polish plastic, and that's something that I teach people because plastics, you need to be patient when you polish plastic. And a lot of people don't realize they just try to rush it. And what they end up doing when you try to polish plastic fast, you end up getting correction marks or polisher marks versus taking your time, dialing back on the polish, and then you have better results. Let's put it that way. And that's something I teach as well too.
Nice. They're just making comments. They like a lot of people are liking the VRP. Someone say they they've seen someone delete VRP. I have never deleted VRP. I probably never will delete VRP.
Yeah, I have heard VRP being diluted with a little bit of water. And there's a lot of people who like it diluted a little bit.
Really? I've never done it.
Yeah,
I didn't really do it. I just like the way it comes out, where it works.
I
I don't like it.
think what it is that people a lot of times it's not really about trying to stretch the product out. It's that a lot of people just like sprayers. They don't want to have to deal with the cream, putting it on an applicator, so they water it down so they can put it in a spray bottle. That's typically every customer that I usually deal with. That's what they're doing it for, and so they can spray.
Oh, okay. Wow, that'd be a lot of dilution then, because that stuff's thick already.
Yeah, so they're putting a little amount of water in there until they can get it to where it can just spray out, almost like Silk Shine. The only difference is it's shiny. So
yeah, I like Silk Shine too. Huh. Interesting. So, any other questions I have here? Because if not, I'm at the hour 40 mark, which is about where I usually go. I usually go 2 hours max around there. I'm at the hour 40 mark. So if you got any chemical guys questions, drop them in now. If not, the hour 40 mark's going to be it. Nothing, anything, nobody? Pelle, I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you doing this. Maybe in about 6 months we can do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate though. I do appreciate you doing this though, because when people think chemical guys, they're like, "Oh, that's just garbage," or "I love that stuff." It's gonna be one or the other type person. So that's why I like having people come on the streams like this. They can discuss product. I don't. I mean, there's some stuff of chemical guys I probably won't use. I'm sure there's stuff you won't even use. But overall, the product works. And it doesn't matter if it's Giro's Garage, Adams, or even Ethos. Well, Ethos is pretty good too. But when it comes down to it, if there's something that you're using, it's going to work.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I think all these other detailing companies out here, I mean, in interest, they're all trying to provide quality products for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the only part that really for us is our delivery is a lot better when it comes to customer service, knowledge, videos, that type of stuff. Actually giving you guys events, because I mean, and there's a little shots at, you look at some of these other brands, they're not throwing cars and coffee for you. They don't have their dedicated channels that are providing you info on every single product. Like for instance, there's a QR code on every single chemical guy's product, and you can take your phone, you can go up to it, and what it'll do is it'll take you to the link to the page to show you details on the product and how to use the product. So, and then you have all these detailed garages around the United States that are here to help you guys. So definitely use us, because at the end of the day, we just want to see you guys, your passion shine. We think every customer comes through the door as family, because we're all car people, and car people take care of each other at the end of the day. And I love your car just as much as I love my own. I ain't gonna sit there and say I'm gonna turn wrenches on it, but I'll definitely give you a good wax to get it shiny. So
yeah,
definitely try us out, don't try us out. But at the end of the day, we're all car people. We're just trying to make our passion shine, and we're just trying to have a good time. So if you come by the store, say what's up, hang out, whatever, ask me a question, try to stump me, play stump the chump, we can go at it. I've had detailers come to my shop and try to out-polish me, and we set up a hood. I scratch it up, scratch their side up, scratch my side up, and we just go at it and we have fun. So I can only tell you is that's what it's about, is having fun and taking care of our rides. So
yeah. Pelle, I appreciate you.
Yep.
I'm sure I'll see you by the end of the year.
No
I
worries.
just said I'm running out of product. I'm just gonna come in and shoot you shit anyways. As you can tell, when you look at my wall, I got stuff way the hell down there, all the fucking way down. There's my chemical guys stuff right there, with a whole bunch more down here. Yeah. I got stuff everywhere, so I got plenty. But appreciate you coming on. I will be doing this again. Hopefully, I'll do it again with you. Hopefully. But next week, we'll be streaming Sunday, 2 p.m., Papa Smurf will be the host. First from Puerto Rico, special guest. He might have already commented first from Puerto Rico in that stream already. It's not even posted yet because he's quick. He's fast. But Pele, I appreciate you. Have a good Christmas. If I don't see you by Friday, if not, I definitely will see you by the end of the year. For everybody else, thanks for coming in, asking all the questions, making them all tough. Love it.